thought I'd just stop and shoot me a little video. Okay, so I'm at the park. So you hear the lady that's back there screaming? Okay. She's screaming, oh, tú no tienes miedo ya. What else is she screaming? Okay, so she's over there with some conflict with somebody, some sort probably. But that's a perfect example of why you've got to be able to hear Spanish rather than just talk it. You know, you're going to talk it within a year, 2 years max. You're going to be up and running with your 500 words. You're going to be talking, no problem. And the reason I'm stopping here to shoot this little video in the park is because what's she screaming now? Oh, she's dancing. She's dancing. But maybe she was saying hasta la verga, baby, yo no sé, pero ella está pasando ya. Hey, ¿cómo está?
Fine, thank you for yourself.
Pero tú estabas gritando en español porque tú estás hablando en inglés ya.
I'll tell you what, you talk English or not?
Tú sabes que este está en México.
Aquí estamos en Laredo, Texas, allá está México. Aquí es Laredo, Texas.
¿Por cierto?
Sí, aquí es Laredo, Texas, estamos frontera con México. Aquí es Laredo, Texas. Allá de qué lado Nuevo Laredo.
Pero tú estabas gritando en español.
Oh yeah, we have no both languages. Because my dad comes from Mexico and my mom from San Antonio, Texas. She was born and raised in San Antonio. And my dad born and raised in Mexico. So I'm Tex-Mex. I'm Tex-Mex. Blood in my veins is Mexican and American. Yes, sir.
Ajá.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
¿Por qué tú estás haciendo este bonito domingo?
Yeah, bonito domingo, yeah, bonito domingo, because it is. It is beautiful Sunday. It is beautiful Sunday. Yes, it is beautiful Sunday.
Pero nunca ves tú estás en otro lado.
I go sometimes,
Así que.
go party. Yeah. You don't go across?
Oh, no. Yo no puedo cruzar la puente porque los carteles, los malditos.
Oh, my
Es dramática.
You know, be scared, I'm scared, though.
Oh, todos ellos son sus amigos.
Bike riding or what?
Sí, sí.
Are you from here, from Laredo?
No.
Are you from Republic, Dominican Republic, or from
No, yo
Cuba?
tengo un otro acento.
From Puerto Rico,
No, otro acento.
from Asia,
No, otro acento.
from Africa.
Parentita, pero no exactamente. Que es un otro lugar donde gente tiene este acento. Ok. Você tem olhos que estão bonitas e ser.
Brazil.
Exactamente. Exactamente.
From Brazil.
Assim tu estás falando várias vezes com gente de Brasil?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, there's a church that comes from Brazil
Mm-hmm.
that is called Pare de Sufrir.
Para sofrer.
Pare de Sufrir, yeah. They're
Oh, ok.
Pare de Sufrir.
Para de.
De Sufrir.
Oh. Padre de sofriendo.
that church-
Sim,
Comes from Brazil.
sim.
They're here in Laredo. There's one in Laredo the other one from over there, Hillside Road. There's one too. And the pastors are from Brazil.
Ah.
Yeah, they're Brazilian. They're Brazilian. Yeah.
Okay, well, ¿qué tú vas a hacer por la Navidad?
I don't know. What you invite me somewhere?
¿Cómo? Tú sabes que yo no tengo dinero, yo solamente está aquí un maldito en estas calles. Pero tú quieres, nosotros podemos dinar aquí en el parque en la Navidad.
Oh, yeah, why not?
Sí. Él es muy bueno. Ah,
What's your name, buddy?
Dicano Harad.
Chicano para. Chicano para.
Primeiro nombre de francês, outro nombre de Portugal. Eu estava aqui falando com um homem, ele estava no puente, ele estava pedindo dinheiro e ele disse, eu não posso viver aqui, eu quero ir que é que cidade que está de ser de San Diego? Tijuana. Ele dijo que eu quero ir a Tijuana, pero ele estava vivendo nas Filipinas por 3 anos. 3 anos. E depois de 3 anos em las Filipinas, ele não pode dizer como está acá, como está acá. Como está acá, bebê? Ele não pode dizer, chama lá wika, togala. Como cai num taco.
Ay, bom dia. Bom dia.
Ah, sim, bom dia. Bom dia. Quem mais?
Churrasco means like barbecue, carne asada, oye,
Ok. Fogo
fogo,
de chão.
chão,
Fogo de chão.
fogo de chão.
Sim. É como churrasco.
Oh, churrasco, ok. Okay. Good to know that language. Oh, nice meeting you. But what did you say that your name was? Bon dia.
Cano,
Cano,
Harad.
para. Cano, para. Okay. Okay, nice meeting you.
Hey,
My name is Cindy.
pero oh,
Cindy in Portuguese. I don't know how to
no em português.
There's no Portuguese in my name.
É latim.
Latino.
Pero tu sabe que significa ascender?
No.
Latin?
Yes, sol de la luna, luna de la... something like that, I don't know. What does it mean?
Ok. Quando tu tinha fuego e depois quando o fuego não mais está caliente e tu tinha as partes que está em inglês como se chamam os ashes,
Yes.
Cindy e Cinderela.
Okay.
Pero tu não tens, como tu disse, tu não estás frio. Nada este sentes. Tu estás os frios de sentes que está muito quente. Eles que estão com calor.
Oh, okay. Now I understand.
assim eles dão um número que está muito sensual.
Okay.
Assim quando tu encontras todos os homens aqui, digo simplesmente que eu tenho un
un
fuego
fuego
adentro.
ardiente. Yo tengo un fuego. ¡Ah!
Sí, eu tenho um fogo adentro. Ah,
Entonces, your name is Farah.
di Kanaharat.
Icano Farah. Ah,
Ok.
okay. Okay.
Ei, me vou ao outro lado.
Okay.
So, so, I mean, now, see, now that conversation with this lady, that has to tell you something. So the first thing is that they're all going to say, okay, you speak English, and they're going to speak English to you. So now what you're going to do, they speak English, you're going to start speaking English too. See? Because what you're going to do is you're going to be like, oh, damn, they're addressing me in English, I got to address them in English. But why? Why? Because they're multilingual, you know? They're gonna, you know, Mexicans, you know, particularly here on the frontier, they're gonna speak Spanish, Portuguese, French, Chinese, Czech. I mean, they've heard it. Every nationality passes on the Mexican border. So they've heard it all. They can say it all. So the last thing that you want to do is just automatically pop into one language or the other. Let them talk. They can speak multiple languages. They don't have any handicaps. You got one, that's you. That has nothing to do with them. You know? And, you know, see, automatically she knew where the Brazilian church was. She knew a whole bunch of Portuguese. I mean, right off the top. So, if she was in Brazil for 3 months, she'd speak Portuguese just fine. 3 months. 3 months. Now, the only problem with Portuguese is that if you speak Portuguese, it will absolutely change any other other European languages that you speak, because it's done so differently. It's Portuguese is the most Chinese. It's the most Chinese of the European languages because it's so tonal. Peixe, gente, vai, because it's so tonal. It's so, it's that's the difference. But no. So for those of you who say, oh, I'm a polyglot, blah 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 blah. Okay, who isn't a polyglot in Mexico? Who isn't? Who isn't? It's just a matter of how much. It's a matter of how much English do you speak, how much Portuguese do you speak, how much French do you speak, how much German do you speak. Now, and I was telling her the story about the guy that I just met, and he's the same guy that I met a few weeks ago. And this guy, he was saying he's out and he's asking for money, but his Spanish is perfect. 2 years ago, his Spanish was shaky, but now he's got great Spanish, better than mine, no doubt about it. But here's the thing about it, is that he says, look, like I'm telling her, I got to get out of here. I got to get to Tijuana. And so he says, I said, well, damn, how long you been around here? He said, I've been around here 9 years. I had no idea he was around here 9 years. I thought that he had a wife in central Mexico and that he was getting a crazy check or something like that. That's what I thought that the guy was doing, And so he said, well, you know what? Like I was telling her, he said, I was in the Philippines for 3 years. And like I'm telling her, he was in the Philippines for 3 years. and he can't even say como kayan un copo de bugas. I mean, or un plato de bugas. He can't even say that. Now you're gonna say that plato in canasta de bugas, that isn't Tagalog. But you know what? That'll get me by. That'll get me by. Knowing that I'm eating rice and putting it in the container, a plato in Portuguese, is gonna get me there. This guy, he he spent 3 years in the Philippines. He didn't learn anything. What I'm starting to discover is that I can't really watch any more of the Philippine genre videos from the people that only speak English. And the reason why is because it's more religion than anything else. It's more religion than anything else. Every one of the guys that is shooting a video, YouTube video, he's got like a little church and a little flock. I mean, we all accuse Calvin of having a little church and a little flock. But everybody has a little church and a little flock on all of those videos. I mean, it's nothing substantive like, okay, I'm going to teach you how to deal in the real estate market in the Philippines. Now, to his credit, Old Dog New Tricks, he does have substantive videos. He does. But, I mean, the rest of these jokers, it's like religion. Follow me because, I know where the golden breast is. I know where the golden fleece is. It's like, you're following Jason and the Argonauts. Hey, amigo. ¿Cómo está? Hey. See, now, gentleman just passed, and, here he is. He just passed. Okay, now, he's the same complexion as I am, but you can tell from his accent that he's Cuban. See? That's how it goes. And I thought I'd shoot a video that's not in Mexico so that you can see that, hey, that's why when people say to you, well, I'm gonna learn Spanish in California, in the neighborhood, into this, into that. The only thing that you're gonna learn there is just a lot of confusion. A lot of confusion. It's like I could always talk to everybody. If they spoke French, fine. Portuguese, fine. Spanish, fine. English, fine. German, fine. I could always speak to everybody. That has never, ever been a problem. But the United States is a place where you have to speak everything. You got to go into the Chinese restaurant and, be able to say she, yes, yes. If anything else, hey, sir, do you like the food? She. You got to at least say that. You got to be able to go to the Korean store down the border and at least say, hell yeah, yo will sale, come someday da. I mean, you got to at least be able to say that. So, in the United States, you got just absolute linguistic diversity. It is really, really not an English-speaking country. Whereas Mexico, on the other hand, is more or less a Spanish-speaking country to a greater degree than the United States. It's an English-speaking country. That's why, once again, an immersive experience is very dangerous. Like me and this lady, we were talking, and she was saying, "Oh, you can't go to Mexico. You're scared, you're terrified." And I'm explaining to her, yeah, the cartels are all over me. And she says, "Well, I ain't got to worry about them because they're my friends." I mean, okay, all right. I don't know if that's true or untrue. It's that or the other. But what I'm saying is that an immersive experience is dangerous. And if you're in the United States and you're trying to learn Spanish, it's going to be so much more difficult because you have to speak so many languages in the United States. I mean, every time I come over here, that becomes painfully aware to me. Whereas in Mexico, this is pretty much monolingual. It's Spanish. So over here, it's like, I mean, your brain has to really adjust. Bing, 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 bing. You got to really adjust because you're talking to everybody from everywhere all the time. In Mexico, because it's the gateway to the United States, is basically the exact same way with a lower degree of intensity. But the United States is just a really, really intense experience, and that's going to make it really difficult to acquire your target language in the United States because so many languages are spoken. And once again, what you want to do is get to Chat GPT, Proximity AI, Gemini AI, one of the AIs, because the AI is going to speak only in one language. You say como está, and it's going to respond bien. You say je suis, and it's going to respond to you in French. You say eu penso, it's going to respond to you in Portuguese. And then the only burden is for you to understand it. That's it. It doesn't get upset because it has to switch languages, whereas people get upset when they have to speak languages, when they have to switch languages. They get upset about it. Now, in this region, people get less upset about it because they're accustomed to it. But across the way in Mexico, people are not accustomed to a lot of language switching like people are here in this little gateway. So, don't be like my man. Don't spend 3 years in the Philippines and all you're worried about, the dude, he was in the Philippines when he was 25. He was in Angela City. And he said that, I said, well, what about the women in the Philippines? He said, well, and then he said, well, that was pretty much pay for play. And I said, well, what about Penal Code 202? See, so, hey, okay, now what we got is the lady that I was talking to. There she is there. So she's over here. And now we got some conflict because somebody somehow has passed out. Somehow, Mario. Some dude named Mario is either drunk or high, and Mario has passed out in the middle of the street. So the police that patrol the park, to keep us under control, they're over here scraping Mario up out in the middle of the intersection. And the lady that I was just talking to, she's over there, and she's in the mix of it with Mario and stuff like this. Okay, so they got Mario scraped up. And, hold on. Hey, es Mario. Yo pienso que Mario está bebida o cualquiera, pero él está bien ya. See what I mean? I mean, it's on the fly. You got the cops, they're running past, they're speaking English, but they probably speak English and Spanish. You got the onlookers, and this lady, she just speaks straight Spanish. She has no English in her. So, I mean, see how all of this goes? That's why you got to get out here. You got to rock and roll. You got to be flexible. Most people are not going to be really feeling safe and secure in this little environment, and it's like right by the Greyhound bus station, I've been coming to this same bus station for 23 years, so I'm pretty much used to it. But seldom if ever will I stop in this park because, hell, This park can be, this park is a beautiful little park, but it can be really treacherous. That's why you say consistently to people. That's why I say consistently to people. If you don't know, don't go. I mean, I can't emphasize that enough. If you don't know, don't go. That I mean, I know that sounds ridiculous because, as Calvin says, we all want to be Christopher Columbus. We want to go out and like James T. Kirk, and we want to hit that new frontier, with the prime directive or all of that. Okay, James T. and Spock, they had some badass tricorders that could translate anything. You're out here with a little old cell phone like I got and Google Translator, and that's all you got. you know, you're basically in between a tsunami, which is hell, which is high water, and in a hard brick wall. Now, okay, so they're rolling the meat wagon to scrape up Mario. Now, here's the thing. Mario is broke. So Mario done got drunk, got high, passed out in the middle of the street, and now you are about to pay for it. You are about to pay for it. Because it's going to cost $2,000 to roll Mario about 5 blocks. You are about to pay for it. And if you think that this is the first time that Mario has been rolled to the hospital, you're crazy. They're probably rolling Mario to this hospital once a week. Once a week. Mexico, after a while, they'd be tired of rolling Mario to the hospital, even though they have socialized medicine. So Mario isn't going to pay the bill if he's in Mexico. But they're just tired of rolling Mario to the hospital. That's why they basically don't have ambulances, which you're going to discover. That's why you know before you go. So you don't get out there and pull one of the Filipino expat deals and have yourself a little old heart attack and then think that they're going to roll you to the hospital like they're rolling Mario to the hospital now. No, you ain't getting rolled over there. You're going to call a taxi or you're going to have a private vehicle and you're going to get dropped off over there. You might have to drive yourself over there. Mario right now is dizzier than I don't know what. Looks like they're shaking up the plasma and they're getting ready to, maybe give Mario some type of IV injection or something like that. So maybe bust out the Narcan for Mario. Bust out that Narcan for Mario. I should go over there and ask him if Mario needs some Narcan. Okay. See, this is why I'm telling you again. Know before you go. Cat Stevens. Baby, it's a wild world. It's a wild world. I'm going to have to get up out of these elements. I'm going to have to go back over to Mexico where it's safe. Because es solamente Mario. Él está bien ya. See, Mario is, hey, amiga. see, I'm trying to ask you if Mario is if they got to go get Mario every day, Oh, this stuff is wild. This stuff is wild. Oh, but it's a beautiful day, right before Christmas, and look at the Christmas tree. See, everybody is screaming Mario's name. It looks like Mario is up and running. Now, what they're talking about now is pizza. Let's go see what's up with Mario. Let's go see what's up with Mario. Let's go see what's up with Mario here. Mario! Mario, ¿tú estás bien? ¿Bien? Yo pensé que tal vez tú vas al hospital o cosas como esta, pero no. Tú no sabes que yo estaba hablando. Ella, tú puedes traducir por Mario.
Que no tiene, que le den combustible. No, sí lo dan. No, dijeron que no. Que la mamá no le trabaje palomita a su mamá. Aquí enfrente. Tu mamá es palomita. ¿Ya que tu mamá es palomita? ¿Dónde trabaja aquí enfrente?
Muy atlética. Hey, ¿ustedes tienen Narcan?
Sí.
Ah, claramente.
Yeah.
¿Dónde?
In their bike.
Oh, ok.
Yeah, we carry it.
Ok, ¿cuántas veces por mes tú necesitas usar Narcan?
Narcan?
Narcan.
Para los here?
Sí.
Maybe 2-3 times a month. 2 o 3 al mes.
Dos o tres o
Pero
más.
ellos ya tienen. Ellos ya lo traen con ellos. Ellos solo se los echan ya.
Oh, la gente tiene Narcan
Sí.
también.
Yep, because en the fire stations, ahí las tienen, te las dan.
¿Quién más? Le voy a comprar una coca chiquita.
Está bueno.
Nadie dijo, yo de acá le digo, ¿quién coopera? Nadie. Pero eso no es
Sí.
mío.
Ok, gracias.
Ándale.
Oye, tanto que lo quieren y nadie compró.
Okay, Mario, he's up and running, and the Narcan mystery has been solved. They hand out Narcan to everyone. Now, here's the really excellent thing about this. Now, you see how automatically he heard the accent, and he automatically spoke English. Then he saw, okay, this dude is going to persist in speaking Spanish. Then he spoke Spanish. See, that's how it works. So there's a level to this game. There's a level to this game. People are going to look at you and assume that you're this, that, this, that, and other. Like I went and spoke to Mario. Mario didn't understand anything that I said. So he looked at someone else and he wanted them to tell him what I was saying. Okay, that's common. And you got to do that a lot. You're talking to somebody and they don't understand what you're saying. They don't understand how you're saying it. But you're talking to, but just turn to the other person and say, hey, tú puedes traducir por mí porque yo no entiendo que yo estoy hablando. You just say that. You don't have to switch languages. You just talk to the person that he prefers or she prefers to tell them what you're saying. And the reason why that happens is because a lot of times the person that they're talking to, the person speaks French, but their friend understands what Haitians are saying, or the person speaks Portuguese, but their friend understands what they're saying, or they speak Dominican Spanish, and their friend understands what they're saying. That's what's going on. See, so there's a lot more to this than just pronunciation and memorization. You're going to get the pronunciation and the memorization within a year. That's not going to be a problem. You're going to get those 500 words at 28 words per month. You're going to get that. Then you got to get out here in these streets and you got to polish it up. But you got to do that from a safe place and in a safe space. Ah, Mario, tú estás listo. Muy bien, muy bien. Hey, Mario, ¿qué tú vas a hacer por la Navidad? ¿Tú no estás español? No, ¿qué tú vas a hacer por la Navidad?
January 4th es the birthday.
Oh, ah,
Dale el abrazo, dice.
complete años de Mario. Congratulations, Mario. Congratulations.
He like presents. He like presents.
Okay, yo voy a regresar el primer día.
He like presents.
Yo voy a regresar el primer
Va a
día.
regresar. Y te va a traer un present.
Thank you.
Sí, sí,
You promise.
sí,
You
sí.
promise.
Claro, Mario.
Él va a venir, Mario,
Okay.
el 4
Hey Mario, cuídate, cuídate. Yeah, Mario's a little shaken up right now. Let me get my stuff. Mario's a little shaken up right now. He had to look over at the bike and look at the bag and this, that, and the other, and, you know, and assess things. You know, that's why, you know, you see people and they're shooting all of these action videos out in the streets and all of this sort of stuff. They don't have the same degree of interaction. You know, they're turning the camera on the person and talking to the person. And the camera can be kind of like something that's between you and the person. See, I'm not turning the camera on these people. I'm just plain and simply talking. So, talking to you or to whomever so that you can feel comfortable. They matter, but their face doesn't matter. Now, here comes a guy, and he's with a kid that looks Brazilian. But the father looks German, which if we're in Brazil, this is pretty common. That's pretty common to have a son that the father looks European and the son looks African. That's rare in the United States, but that's common in Brazil. Okay, so you know, so but they're sightseeing and they're checking out, you know, the lay of the land. But so maybe they might be Brazilian because of the way the father and the son look. But they're kind of busy, you know, and so I'm not going to get to check it out. But if they pass by, I'll check it out. Hey, cubano.
Sí,
Hey, quantos anos é isso nos Estados Unidos?
30,
30?
30 años.
Que tu pensa de este caso? Que tu pensa de Estados Unidos?
No comprendo.
Que tu sentes de los Estados Unidos?
¿De qué yo siento?
Sí.
Bien, la libertad.
Bien?
Sí, bien.
30 años.
30 años, bien.
¿Y la esposa y de hoy?
No, la esposa.
Ah, no esposa.
No.
¿Y los hijos?
Está regado.
Ah, en todo el mundo, en todo el mundo.
Aquí y allá, a todos lados. Bien, todo bien.
Todo bien.
Sí.
Hey, tú eres un cristiano.
No. Me gusta tenerlo. Es bueno.
Ah, tú estás elegante y todos los hombres que son cubanos son elegantes,
Elegante.
perfumadas. Ustedes están,
Sí, ok.
ustedes están los más bien caballeros en este mundo.
Sí, ok, gracias, gracias. Thank you. You, ¿de qué parte? United States.
No, claro que no.
You,
Eu somente está de Brasil. Sí,
brasileño.
sí.
Muy bueno.
Ah, obrigado.
Muchos cubanos en Brasil.
Muchos cubanos, oh sí, muchos doctores, sí.
Cubanos trabajando en Brasil mucho.
Sí, trabajando enfermerías, doctores y especialistas.
Especialistas.
Sí.
Tengo un sobrino en Brasil trabajando.
¿Sí?
De Cuba para Brasil.
¿En cuál parte de Brasil?
No me acuerdo qué parte me dijo, pero está en Brasil.
Ah,
Trabaja, se levanta a las 4 de la mañana para llegar temprano en bicicleta
oh sí.
o en moto.
Sí.
Dice que hay mucha moto y mucha bicicleta.
Oh.
Muy bueno. Dice que está bien. Hace 3 meses que salió de Cuba para Brasil. 3 meses.
Ah,
Se fue con su señora. Dice que está bien en Brasil. Hay muchos cubanos en Brasil trabajando en fábrica. Me dijo que está muy bien.
está mejor que en Cuba. Cuba hay mucha necesidad, mucha hambre. No hay corriente, no hay luz, no hay comida. Todo el mundo.
Oh, amigo, tú tienes sufrimientos en Cuba más. Os cubanos salvar Brasil. Brasil no tiene nada sin los cubanos. Nada.
Nada.
Gloria a Dios que está cubanos en Brasil.
Mira.
Nice. Me voy a la casa.
Ok, hermano. Gracias. Gracias.
Dios bendiga.
Ok, thank you.
See now, what we're talking about, and you know, and I had to kiss his hand because I mean he's in a wheelchair, he's rolling, and you know doesn't have a wife as he said. His kids are all over the place. He's out, he's enjoying the sun. He probably doesn't have anybody for the holidays. And he's telling me about the sacrifices that the Cubans made to help Brazil because of the poor nature of the Brazilian medical system, just not preparing enough doctors. And so he's saying, look, my nephew is in Brazil and he's working hard, and he's every day he's on a moto, a little motorcycle, or he's on a bike, or and he's trying to get to work, and he's working so hard, and then he gets to return to Cuba every once in a while to see the wife and to see the family, and so, I grabbed the guy's hand and I said, hey, and he says, look, he said, Cuba was suffering so much in Cuba, no lights, no food, no nothing. And so I tell him sincerely, and it's what Brazilians should be telling the Cubans. I tell him, look, no matter how bad you think it is in Cuba, it's worse in Brazil. And thank you so much for coming to Brazil and helping to save us. And so I reached out, grabbed his hand, and kissed his hand. Because when other people come into your country and they do all that they can do to elevate you, to uplift you, because maybe your country doesn't have enough doctors like Brazil, or maybe your country doesn't have enough people out there harvesting the crops like in the United States. You have got to bow down to those people and thank them from the bottom of your heart. It's like you see a Chinese person, the factory of the world, and I know that practically everything that I have on, from this to the lycra that I'm wearing, to the shirt that I'm wearing, I know that some Chinese person really suffered to make sure that I have these things. Telephone that's in my hand, which is from Japan, but the parts are made in China. I said, Chinese person, I thank them from the bottom of my heart for their efforts. It's like you see an American and you are putting gas in your car and you don't have the dignity to grab that American's hand and say, thank you for the Permian Basin. Thank you for going out in the middle of the winter someplace 30 below zero and pumping that oil and delivering natural gas to my home. Thank you. Certainly the Cubans are getting paid to be in Brazil. Certainly the Americans are getting paid to pump oil. Certainly whatever country is getting paid to go down there and mine gold like in South Africa. But it doesn't hurt to express gratitude. And what the Cubans are doing for the Brazilian medical system, it makes me cry, because the system was on the verge of collapse before the Cuban doctors got there. You see a Filipino nurse when you're at the, I hate going outside. Some type of bug was biting me. You see a Filipino nurse. And when I see a Filipino nurse and I know what she's had to go through, it doesn't matter to me that she's in an emergency room making $80,000 a year. That doesn't matter to me. I don't sit there and say, well, you know what? I'm only making 30, or I'm only making 40, and I'm only making 60, and she's making 80. I know what she went through to get the 80,000 as a hospital nurse. I know what she went through. And so therefore, I can take her hand and I can kiss her hand and say, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Doesn't hurt to be grateful. I'm going to head in. I got some pecan pie that I got to eat. And I shouldn't be eating pecan pie, and I definitely should not be eating wheat at all. Oh, wow. Whatever's biting me is biting me good. Okay. I'm gone. Hopefully you see how this goes, you know. Mario, Cuban, the lady that passed, I mean, all of the intrigue. And the only thing that I ever ask these people here is why would you want to come and hang out in this park and be homeless? And a lot of homeless people are here. Why would you want to be homeless here when you can just plain and simply get a little job here and live in Mexico? And it's cheaper and you have housing. But, you know, you ask people that question, and they speak perfect Spanish, and they say, oh, no, because it's dangerous. It's more dangerous in this park and more dangerous in the United States than it is here. I mean, than it is in Mexico in a whole bunch of ways, because at least the violence in Mexico is directed. This violence here is just absolutely, positively random. It's just random. Bonjour. Bonjour, ¿cómo va?
English.
Inglés?
Yeah. I'm from Virginia.
¿Cuál parte?
Norfolk.
Oh,
They look at you like you never seen about a black man. Ah, crazy here.
he said these people here look at you like they've never seen anybody black. I said to him, bonjour, you know, and that's like a really common thing here. You say bonjour, you say bonjour, bonsoir. Most of the time when I see someone that's dark complected that looks like me kinda, I'm gonna say bonjour, bonsoir, bonsoir. I'm always gonna address them in French because most of the people here are gonna be French. And this guy here, he looked like he was French to me, but he said he's from Virginia. So it's a matter of perspective changing. My perspective is not that, you know, I have a cosmopolitan perspective. It's a lot easier. Sometimes you'll address somebody and you'll say bonjour, or you'll say, hey, ¿cómo va? And it'll be a guy and an African American, and they'll get mad. I don't know what they get mad about, but they'll get mad. And hey, you need to speak English. What? And I'm like, if I say arrivederci, I mean, that's just a greeting. That's like, hi, how are you? Now, if I didn't get the greeting right, don't be offended. Just say, oh, okay. I'm doing well. Just like this guy. He listened in Spanish and he responded in English. He knows he's in the Spanish-speaking region, so he didn't have a problem. But he did say, hey, I'm somewhat shocked that people don't, see enough black people and they look, shocked when they see somebody that's black. And that's absolutely not the case. That's absolutely not the case. Has nothing to do with the color of the person's skin. Nothing at all. Nobody here even really, skin color does not register here. The only thing that registers is where you're from. And that doesn't register in a xenophobic way That just means, okay, like me and the Cuban guy. Okay, where are you from? Where are you from? You know, that's it. We both share the same skin color. You know, we're both from the same African heritage. We both appreciate that. We both think that that's beautiful. You know, that's fine. You know, I thought the guy that just passed that was from Virginia, I thought that, I thought that he was, beautiful, Afrocentric. I thought, hey, great guy. You know, you don't think of it in a negative way down here. Up there, now you think in the negative way. The only person that looked at the bike, looked at what I got, looked what they possibly could get from me, was Mario. That was it. You know, the guy that was actually down. And then Mario wants something for Christmas. The woman that was next to him said, "Hey, can you get Mario something for Christmas?" Mario wants a gift. And, hey, you can tell that Mario is a rough customer. But she said, "Hey, go ahead on and give Mario a hug." So I went ahead and gave Mario a hug. Okay, that's the way it is. It is what it is. And here comes a lady now, and she's got a cup of coffee, and she's walking, and she looks like she's in in the twilight zone. I think she has slippers on. I mean, it is what it is. That's why, unless you can get out here and you can make it in one of these unstructured environments where you got to do anything at any particular point in time, you got to be physical, like the policeman. He was extremely athletic. So I said to the lady police officer, I said, "Damn, you're with a guy, and I mean, this guy is really athletic." Well, of course, they're going to look at me and they're going to perceive a threat because they're going to say, "Hey, this guy is athletic." So, you always got to approach the guys that are athletic and say, "Hey, you're athletic, I'm athletic, I'm no threat to you. I'm insane mind, you're insane mind, we're in the same culture." I mean, you always approach those guys that way. That's very important. And let them know that if there's going to be any gang up, team up, that I'm with you, not with them. Okay, so that's just, and that's why you got to come out here clean and sober with your head on a swivel. And you gotta, understand what everybody is saying. Everybody, you just, I mean, it is what it is. So once again, if you don't know, please, 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 don't go.